All right, futures oops, let me go ahead and share my screen here. Futures under pressure here this morning ahead of Friday's open. It's worth noting that they are actually up off of the lows on the back of a Trump post that he does not anticipate the tariffs to remain high, says it's unsustainable. So we have moved higher here in the pre-market, but we're still set for a lower open. S&P futures down 0.27%, Dow futures down 0.07%, and the NASDAQ futures down 0.43%. So slightly in the red there ahead of this open. Let's go ahead and take a look at some cues from last session. It was a wild one. Financials, utilities, and energy stocks recorded the biggest losses on Thursday, with most sectors in the S&P closing on a negative note, while information technology stocks bucked the trend to finish higher. This performance contributed to U.S. stocks settling in the red, with the Dow Jones index falling more than 300 points. Up here. Banking and financial stocks plunged on Thursday after Zion Bancorp, ticker ZION, announced that it had incurred a sizable charge due to bad loans on a couple of borrowers. Meanwhile, Western Alliance Bancorp, ticker WAL, alleged on Thursday that a borrower had committed fraud. Now, we did hear that these were likely contained to these two, but there are some contagion fears that really kind of spread to the rest of regional banking. KRE got pummeled yesterday as well. This followed JP Morgan's, ticker JPM, CEO Jamie Dimon's comments after the Tricolor Holdings bankruptcy, saying, quote, "When you see one cockroach, there's probably more," end quote. This, of course, raised red flags across the entire sector. The 10-year Treasury bond is under 4% for the first time in a long time. By that bond yielded 3.95%, and the 2-year bond yielded 3.38%. Now, we do have some other stocks in focus here today. First one's going to be CSX Corp. That's ticker CSX. It rose 2.06% in the pre-market on Friday as it posted better than expected results for the third quarter with a revenue of $3.59 billion, which beat the analyst estimates of $3.58 billion, and adjusted earnings of 44 cents per share, which beat the analyst estimates of 43 cents per share. You can see while we don't have any great ranking scores for CSX, it is absolutely in an intact short, medium, and long-term trend. Second stock on our list here is going to be ticker SLI. This is Standard Lithium. They plunged 18.55% following the company's Thursday announcement of a $120 million underwritten public offering of common stock. That had a really high momentum score and intact trends across the board. Newsmax is our next stock here. That's ticker NMAX. That was up 0.65% after it announced it authorized a $5 million purchase of Bitcoin and Trump coin. How about that, Newsmax? Also, American Express, which mostly services the more affluent customer, ticker AXP, declined by 1.12% ahead of earnings on Friday morning. Before the opening bell, analysts expect it to report earnings of $4 per share and revenue of $18.05 billion. We actually got that report. AXP is about flat here in the pre-market. They had an EPS of $4.14, which beat the 4 estimate, and the sales there were $18.426 billion. That beat the estimate of $18.04 billion. Last stock on our list here is going to be Oracle, ticker ORCL. Shares were 3.74% lower as the company said it expects cloud infrastructure revenue to grow to $166 billion in fiscal 2023, which was below the analyst estimates of $198.4 billion. That's according to LSEG data.